He's been bitching on Twitter the whole time about trying to get out of Cleveland. Come on.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to get out of Cleveland?
Can't blame him when you're in Cleveland.
Dive bombed by like a flock of geese. They came down on us, and that was terrifying.
Notably, ducks and geese are two different things.
I was gonna say,
I can afford the Super Bowl, but I gotta go to Qatar.
Little does everyone know, it's our second general. We had to restart, guys. Welcome. Welcome to the Juice Boys Show. Three brothers in law. So stupid, guys. So stupid. So freaking. How stupid, Joe? How stupid?
I mean, pretty stupid.
Yeah?
63 episodes is stupid.
Yes, that's damn right. A sports podcast for the sports morons by the sports morons. Found by the 3Bs. Booze, betting, bullshit, guys. Oh, I love you
Nailed it.
so much. Shows drop every Friday. Be sure to follow on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all the funnest pieces of sports content. Guys, things are heating up in the NFL. Some things happen today.
Big day.
Yeah.
Today, listener, we're recording on Tuesday. Sometimes it's a Wednesday. Most times we record on Tuesdays. And yeah, a lot of stuff happened today. I can't wait to talk about.
Yes. So, Christopher, start us off, friend. What are you drinking this week? Let's get right into it.
Boys, I had to pour myself a nice, spicy glass of Dickel whiskey.
Oh, baby. It's been a little bit.
I've still got to pour
I
it.
will
Let's
say,
see if
though,
this
that
does it come
ducks
through.
are scary. Me and my
Your Dickel
brother
did not
once
come
got
through.
dive
That's a
bombed
bummer. It's really loud on my
like
end.
a flock
It's
of geese.
a loud and proud
They
Dickel.
came down on us, and that was terrifying.
Surprised it didn't make its
Notably,
way.
ducks and
Geese are
geese.
two different things.
I was going to
To
say,
the internet,
Joe, isn't it?
too.
Wait, aren't they like the
Bigger
same
in the,
thing,
in
just
the room
bigger?
than it is over podcast format.
They're both
Joey,
waterfowl.
Can you beat some Dickel? Are you drinking Dickel?
No, I'm
He's
drinking
been known
Maker's
to.
Mark. I'm drinking Maker's Mark, which is also, they had the same old lady that dips the bottles. Every bottle by hand. That's unbelievable. That's just incredible. But
That's
they
job security
changed
right
their
there.
they changed theirs, so now it's just a stupid twist off. Like what the hell? There used
What are
to be
you
a cool
talking about?
cork.
It's been a twist
No,
off.
it's always been a twist off.
No, there used to be a cork in there.
No.
There's never been a cork.
Disagree.
Are you thinking of Maker's 46, which is a different kind of Maker's? That has a cork. Regular Maker's does not. It never has.
I don't agree with you.
Well,
Joey
that's-
doesn't
I
drink
mean,
Maker's
agree or
47.
don't. Like it's the truth
You can
of the
choose
matter.
to not. Yeah, you can choose
Yeah.
not to see.
Let's
All right, and my beer chaser this week is a local brewery, AC Golden. Drink local, my friends. I've never had it. Sneaky 8, juicy double IPA. So let's see if this comes through.
Oh, that one did. That one worked
Oh,
just
baby.
fine.
All right, let's give it a taste test.
Beauty. Chug it. Chug the whole thing.
That's good. I like
Okay.
it. You can definitely tell it's a double IPA. It kicks you in the face, but it's actually kind of it's smooth on the back end. I like it. Thank you, AC Golden Brewing Company.
Ooh.
Sneaky 8. That's good.
Joey's getting kicked in the face. Chris is getting kicked in the Dickel, guys.
That's it. That's the
I'm
one.
drinking the stolen bottle of something. What did I steal? I stole
Woodford.
something. Woodford. That's right. I stole some Woodford, guys.
How do
Now,
I remember your
Woodford-
story better than you?
Woodford
Yeah.
does have a cork, Joey.
Yes.
Just if you're keeping track.
Okay, I am now.
Who would
So
have ever
does
thought?
Dickel.
Talking
So
about
does
corks.
Dickel. See,
No.
still nothing.
No,
Still nothing.
no.
We'll do
Let's
one
move
more.
on, guys. Let's move on.
Here it is.
That one had a little bit. I heard
Okay.
a little thunk.
Joey, there's never been a cork ever. No, there's not.
You're just definitively wrong, but that's fine. Hold,
Just prove
hold
me wrong.
fast.
We got a sports docket, guys, chock full of stuff. We have big potato squeezes of the week, Moron Mountains, gambling picks at the end. Guys, 63 episodes of this stuff. No one shut us down yet. Let's jump right into it, boys. Are the Cowboys deemed irrelevant at this point?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, they are.
That was
Yes,
a
they
beatdown. I don't see how they really turned it
Oh
around.
my God. But at what cost for the Lions? Holy shit.
Oh my God, dude. My preseason picks are starting to look pretty freaking good right now. I picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl, and I don't know if there's a team in the NFC when they are clicking and they're humming. I don't know if there's any team that's going to beat the Lions. Now maybe
Even without Aiden Hutchinson?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, that was
my
that was
God,
my
that's a
defensive player of
killer.
the year pick. That one's not looking great.
That's
Dude,
a
he
kick
was
in the
on his
teeth.
track. He was on his way to do it. And that was such a horrific injury. Like, I don't understand
so
why
bad.
his leg snapped like that. And then the dude who he hit didn't. I guess he was planted, right? And so I guess that he had some muscle behind it. But my Lord, that poor guy. and immediate
Awful.
surgery
It
in
looked
Dallas.
so
In Dallas.
bad.
And he knew it. He took off his glove saying it was like a shock break. Like he wasn't
Dude,
crying. He was just like,
there was no bone
broke my leg.
connecting anymore. It was like if there wasn't sock holding it, the leg would have fallen off. I mean, it was just like
so bad.
So yeah, that's a real bummer. He honestly, if he stayed healthy, I think he was going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He was out of his mind this season. So that culture of that team, though, I think they're going to be okay. Like they absolutely love their head coach. They love their starting quarterback. They are just built on grit. You see it everywhere, the word grit, and it's just like, I just think if any team could come back from it, I think that their locker room is strong enough to do so. And as long as Christian McCaffrey's out,
that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who else in the NFC. Maybe the Packers. They looked pretty good this last weekend. Jordan Love
Vikings. Vikings.
I still have to see it. I have to see it for the whole
still
season.
Undefeated.
I still have to see it for the whole season. And it's just like I don't know. We'll see.
I love that my Cowboys question turned into anything but the Cowboys. That just made my day.
Yeah.
Because I'm
we
just so
did start
tired.
off talking about the Cowboys.
I'm just so
But
tired
we
of
did
talking about
agree
the
that they're
Cowboys.
irrelevant. So why even talk about them?
Yeah, we agreed they're irrelevant. Might talk about Jerry Jones here in a little bit, but guys, also, who got a better deal? Amari Cooper to the Bills, which was sneaky, or Devante Adams to the Jets, who just floundered last night, or Monday Night Football. They have 11 penalties, missed 2 field goals. He's getting sacked. Aaron Rodgers getting sacked a million times, but hey, Devante Adams is going to save the day, right? A 32-year-old receiver with a hamstring problem, right?
No, he's not, and I can't wait to see it. I have been like the Jets Nostradamus this year, dude. I have called absolutely everything that has happened. Besides Saleh getting fired, I didn't see that coming. That was just ridiculous. Like, I didn't.
Hackett got demoted. Hackett got demoted.
It couldn't have happened to a better
firing,
guy.
Like, what the hell? What the hell, dude? I just don't. I don't. And I don't get anything that the Jets do. I don't. But I freaking called it. Aaron Rodgers gets what Aaron Rodgers wants. Even though Aaron Rodgers is like the 22nd best quarterback in the league this year, it's like he'll just get whatever the hell he wants. And then his smug, stupid ass face on Pat McAfee today, when he's just like, I mean, there's gotta. I guess if you give the permission to seek a trade, it can't be tampering, right? But I mean, it's just like, how was Devante already in New York, at Aaron Rodgers' house for the recording of Pat McAfee this morning? I mean, it was just like this. They broke it like 20 minutes after Shefty, and it was just like he was already there. It's just like nothing Aaron Rodgers does seems to matter. He just lies about everything, does whatever the hell he wants to do, and just gets away with it. I can't stand it. I feel like Jesse in Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep
very fresh reference. Very well done. No, it's wild. I mean, I think you think this whole thing started this season where they're just like, mandatory practices started. Where's Aaron Rodgers? We don't know, actually. We actually don't know. He's away. He's doing his own thing. And then he's off in Egypt. Like didn't bother to even text someone, hey, won't be there. Like
hey guys,
goes and does whatever the hell he wants. Like you're the all-star quarterback coming in on a team that you're supposed to elevate into Super Bowl contenders, and you're like, but what if I held no responsibility for team culture, for holding anyone responsible to that actual like process of rising to the moment? Like, what if I just phoned it in and just trusted that, my overhyped ego is going to be more than enough to get us where I've decided we need to go?
Hey guys, I had this trip to Egypt in late July, booked for years. All right. That was the exact time of the year that I wanted to go to Egypt. Who doesn't want to go to Egypt in July?
That's a good point, Joe. Who wants to go to Egypt in July? What's the...
Do you think at any point in time, as Rodgers is sitting there with his head in his hand on the sideline of the Jets, there's a little part of his drug-addled mind that's like, what if this is still the ayahuasca?
It's got to be, right?
got to wake up. Am I still in
what
the
if this
hole?
has all been a delusion?
Like the odds aren't zero, right?
There's got to be like a little tinge in his brain that isn't super duper convinced of when he is and isn't connected to reality.
Yeah.
I really
still
hope that
thinking
that's
he's
the
in-
moment.
He's in the dark room because he said I'm going in there for 4
Or the
days.
darkness. Oh my gosh.
Didn't even make it, like, he made it barely 24 hours. I wonder if he still thinks he's in there. This is like an inception. I was wondering if the top's
Whoa.
going to fall.
Maybe we're on an
So,
ayahuasca trip.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's probably
Live in
it.
his reality.
That's
All
got to
right,
be
now
it.
on to the other one.
Hold
you
on. I
said.
got some thoughts on the Jets real quick. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Oh,
Okay.
They have the easiest schedule coming up. You've already fired Roberts. You've already given the ship to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old.
good
So
luck.
what is throwing a 3rd and 7, and you're paying the rest of Devante's contract? So like you're so far in the shit. Like what's the difference of going a little deeper in the shit? That's kind of where you're at.
Just like
Jets.
wild card status, just like I'm just going to be the most unpredictable shit show for the entire rest of the
We're
season.
going to get talked about at least. Like you're going to make Rodgers happy.
Okay,
Maybe he'll come
yeah.
back for one more year. But if you look at their schedule coming up, it's actually they're playing nobody. So they could easily make a run, still win 9 or 10 games. Maybe the Bills, they got Cooper though. But that whole division's still up for grabs between the Jets and Bills, Dolphins, and Pats. Get out of here. But I don't know. You're so far in it. Then like, what's a 3rd and a 7 to keep this crazy shit going? Right?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're still gonna suck. I mean, it's just like he thinks that bringing in Devante Adams is gonna change everything. Guess what? So did the Raiders. And how is that gone?
Also
I mean, it's
true.
just yeah. So
Very fair.
how is that gone? Maybe it's not just two of them. Maybe Matt LaFleur was actually a good play caller. And maybe that like he was actually able to get things out of them because
That's fair.
I've been watching the Packers and they're looking good. Jordan Love is looking good. Malik Willis won games, bro. All right. Malik
That's true.
Willis won games as a Packer. So I mean, it's just like I can't wait to see this shitstorm grow into a hurricane. And it's
shit
just
hurricane.
and thankfully
Shitticane.
Mangrove Joe is fine. Thank God.
That's
They're
good.
smart.
Oh,
They're good.
that's
They're
good.
good. So shout out Mango Joe. Love you, brother. Hang in there. All right. But on to the next docket. You said Cooper. Amari Cooper going to the Bills. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal for the Bills. And I'll tell you who it's the biggest deal for. Keon Coleman. That kid is not ready to be in the spotlight that he's in now. He was good and he's shown flashes of being really good. But you can't rely on Shakir as being your number one. And then they keep trying to force Coleman. He's not ready. He will be. He's going to be a really good 3. I'll tell you, Keon Coleman's going to be a really good 3rd receiver because now they got Amari Cooper. And this is going to open up that offense. And I was really pumped to see that rookie running back that the Bills have just go off last night. Just showing that that offense can run, can move the ball. They now adding Cooper. Oh, baby. I love it. That's going to be awesome. And Drake May didn't look bad. Drake May
He had to
didn't
sneak
look
it in
bad.
there. He had to sneak it in there.
Had to sneak it in there. He didn't look
pretty
bad. They still
decent, yeah.
lost. So if he can just not look bad and continue to lose, and the Patriots can draft Travis Hunter, I would be okay with this. So, yeah.
Patriots wouldn't even know what to do with Travis Hunter. They would have no clue what to do.
If any team would, they would.
They have no clue. It'd be like I didn't want to say a Pepper situation because that's it. Remember Pepper's played like 12 positions on defense?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And guess who he plays for? The Patriots.
Just strangling
Not
people
anymore.
now.
He just got I think he's got like DV or something. That was bad.
Oh, yeah. He's strangling people.
Yeah, he's done.
I think they traded for Cooper only because they thought the Chiefs were going to trade for Cooper. I think the Chiefs are so in the Bills' head about the Xavier
You're out
Worthy
of your
thing,
mind.
about
That's such a
Patrick
nice thing to
Mahomes.
say.
You're giving him shit about force feeding.
Are you
in
serious?
The Patriots being relevant.
That's
and you're
legitimate.
Like, I want to make this about the Chiefs.
The Bills never were a part of talks to get Amari Cooper. It was only the Chiefs were going to get him. Everyone trashes the Bills for trading for Xavier Worthy, trading for Trent McDuffie, Mahomes. The Bills are the reasons the Chiefs have all those players. This is the Chiefs, or this is the Bills trying to outsmart the Chiefs. And it's like, I bet Brett Veach didn't even
And
care about
guess
getting
what?
Cooper.
They did.
But did they?
Oh my God! I think you're
Yes.
outsmarting yourself.
They're
This is the
renting him
most
for one season. They
4D
had
chess
Stephon-
galaxy brain shit
Yes.
you've ever spewed here.
Dude,
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs getting out was a good move. He was becoming a locker room cancer. And he hasn't done anything spectacular in Houston. And I think it was just kind of might be one of those things that he's done. He's past his prime, and he was pissed he wasn't getting the ball as much.
So what makes
anymore,
Cooper better?
He's not. He doesn't talk. He's
been bitching on Twitter the whole time about trying to get out of Cleveland. Come on.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to get out of Cleveland?
Can't blame him when you're in Cleveland.
So you're going to fault a guy for wanting to get out of Cleveland? I mean, that is like, we're talking about the Jets being a dumpster fire, but I mean, oh my God. I mean, they're going to set the Cuyahoga River on fire again. I mean, it's just like this.
Well, I mean, it's about time. It's a proud tradition.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
Guys, let's move into the QB saga of Pittsburgh. Who's QB1? They're 4-2 with Justin Fields. Russell Wilson is projected
About
to potentially start after being
Supposed to be
injured.
getting first squad reps this week.
Is that the right move? Should it be Fields to lose? Well, I don't. That's a weird ass situation.
I mean, what has Fields done to lose it? I mean, what has he done to lose it? They're 4-2. He had a 300-yard passing game the other game. I mean, it's like they're 4-2. They're winning games. Why make a switch? Maybe Russell is just dominating in practice, which I would not doubt. I bet Russell Wilson is a practice all-star. I bet
We heard a lot about that when he was on the Broncos. He had nothing but great days.
Yeah, when
Monday
you can't
through
get hit,
Saturday.
It's different. So I don't know. Maybe they're just getting blinded by it. I don't. I'm a Justin Fields fan. Cody, obviously you are. You picked him to win Offensive Player of the Year last season.
Jeez, we just keep holding on to that one.
Yeah, because that was a bad pick, Cody.
No, I don't get it. Like, what does Fields have to have done in order to preserve that he's QB1 there? Like, why is Tomlin so dead set on dying on the Russell Wilson hill? You're doing well. You were outpacing all expectations on offense. Your defense looks stout. Why are you deciding that, like, right now we should make a change at QB1? Like,
especially when you're not
choice.
Especially when you're not paying Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So what is your?
He's essentially a rental.
Put him in. Like why do you need to play him?
And look at this. He's 59 yards rushing, 27 yards, 55, 27, 57. He's a third running back.
So don't
you got Najee Harris.
You got to look at those statistics. So that's why Lamar Jackson has won 2 MVPs, because you got to look at his scrimmage yards. You got to look at how many first downs that he has converted. That's a huge thing for running quarterbacks, being able to scramble and pick up first downs and move the chains. Yeah, he has not developed that red zone pocket passing that everybody wants. It's not a guarantee. Like when you see Justin Fields inside the 20, it's not like Josh Allen. You're like, they're gonna score. So he hasn't developed that yet. But if you're 4-2, and he hasn't been turning the ball over, and it's just like I just don't. He has not.
He does have 6 fumbles. I wonder if they've gotten most of those.
Oh Jesus, I have not seen that. That's a
lot.
Know that.
That could be hurting your job security as a quarterback.
Yeah, that's not good. That's a lot of fumbles.
Yeah, like what is Russell Wilson the spark that the team's gonna be like? Oh shit, Russell Wilson's now our guy.
Is that going to in 2012?
Maybe.
Yeah, not today.
Not now. No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Gosh, Joey, we'll give you a second on this. Tom Brady has been named a minority owner of the trash Oakland Raiders, Vegas Raiders. He's now going to own 5% because the Davis family, they're probably the poorest of the teams. They are not cash.
They're really
rich.
struggling.
They put a lot into that stadium.
Put a lot of that stadium, but they're one of those teams that their net worth and money is wrapped up in the team. It's not like David Tepper built a bajillion-dollar business and then bought the team, or the Walmart family, or the Hunts.
Ambassador Johnson, from Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, I thought that was the nickname for your dick.
No, no, that's Phil.
More fun Joey stories.
Oh, should Tom Brady? Is this a good move for the NFL to have Tom Brady in the booth, but also minority owner of the Raiders, or is that a conflict? I'm trying to think through this.
I mean, he's got to get out of the booth. He's not good,
guys.
He's doing not good.
He's not worth.
Listened to his game yet. I've not listened to one of his games yet because I just watched Red Zone. But and also disclaimer: I don't have a name for my dick. That's ridiculous. No, I think this is a great business opportunity for Tom Brady. This is what he does, and he invests in shit, and now he can be part owner. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to make the Raiders any better. It's only 5% ownership. They just need capital. They just need money, and Tom Brady's got a lot of it. And so when he buys into it, that's it. He's not going to do anything besides hopefully make a ton of money off of that amazing stadium that they have, because that's really their only.
Do the Raiders own that stadium, or is it just it's a city?
That's why they're so broke, because they built the stadium, then COVID hit, and when they opened the stadium, nobody could go to the games. So they're just in a massive hole.
About that.
Yeah, they're just in a massive hole. And that stadium is amazing. And for Vegas standards, their prices are not that ridiculous. Like they're pretty comparable to other NFL stadiums. So it's just they're going to get their money. They're going to get it, but until they have like a,
they just need some float.
I went to the game. I went to the Broncos Raiders game a couple weeks ago, and the only Raiders jersey I saw was Max Crosby. That's not looking good, because Max Crosby literally shoved his coach coming off the field in the last game and screamed, "Trade me to Detroit." Okay, so that's not.
Oh, I didn't know he said that.
That's not good.
Also, he's the last, with Devante Adams gone, he's the last person in the building who went to bat for Antonio Pierce to become head coach. It was Josh Jacobs, who went to the Packers. It was Devante Adams, who is now at the Jets, and Max Crosby, who probably doesn't want to be where he's at.
Yeah,
good for you, Antonio Pierce.
Could you imagine Max Crosby in Detroit under Dan Campbell? He might actually bite kneecaps off. You know, that guy, like that could be dangerous.
No, I mean, honestly, it makes sense. Like, I mean, the NFL, like pro football, these TV contracts, like just the value of team ownership in one of the major leagues in the U.S. is just such a stout investment right now. Like, that's why you see these investment teams putting together just
want to get in
stacks of billionaires to try and get their foot in the door, just because it's a sure thing, as long as you're not dipshit Dan Snyder, who manages to starve his team of any resources.
Or the Oakland A's. Don't forget about the Oakland A's.
The homeless A's.
The homeless A's, or the Washington Wizards. Don't forget about them.
I forgot they were a thing.
A lot of people did. A lot of people did.
Like, there's a team? Yeah, they're called
they
the
do
Wizards? That's ridiculous.
And let's wrap it up, guys.
They used to be called the Bullets.
That's a badass name. I still like that name. Why do we? I mean, they changed it because it's like it's.
I mean, when you're in DC, though, you're called the Bullets.
Yeah, there used to be a team. The Astros used to be the Houston Colt 45s.
That's a badass name too, boy. That's a badass.
Bring that back.
All right, then my favorite story, guys. Roger Goodell said it's not out of the realm of possibility the Super Bowl will be international at some point in the future.
Terrible.
I dig it.
Oh, that pisses me off. Chris, you start this one.
Terrible. Are you kidding me? The Super Bowl is an American tradition. The Super Bowl is America's holiday. The Super Bowl is going to be the first sporting event that becomes a federal holiday.
Yes. Don't
You're going to ship that overseas. You're going to give a bunch of foreigners the first opportunity. Foreigners, I mean, they're from where it's at, but they're not from here. I think it's bullshit. Sorry, I lost my own train of thought. But no, like, shipping that overseas is a complete bastardization of what makes the Super Bowl great. Like, I love the idea of wanting to make the NFL more internationally salient, draw in more eyes within that international crowd. I mean, especially over in Europe, like, they're starting to gain some traction there. But the Super Bowl should always be in the U.S. If you're a fan of the NFL and there's an international team now that's based out of London, looking at you, Jacksonville Jaguars, if you want to go watch them in the Super Bowl, you're coming to the U.S. because this is our holiday. This is our thing. You don't move that international.
Oh, Chris, I'm so glad you went first. Joey,
Chris,
how do you disagree with that?
No, I can't.
Thank you.
No, that was perfect. Like, I'm 100% on board with this. I just got excited thinking that if it went international, ticket prices might not be $4,000 a seat, because that's an American thing, you know. And so that's all I was thinking.
It is the NFL, though. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, they're not going to lose.
They're not going to lose money on it.
I'm just saying that's the only thing that came into my mind. I was like, oh, I would be cheaper for me to fly to Mexico City and watch the Super Bowl there and buy the ticket than it would be for me to go to it if it is ever in Denver.
I can afford the Super Bowl, but I got to go to Qatar.
So no, that was my only reason for saying that I liked it, because I was like, maybe I might be able to afford it. But no, every single thing you just said is completely correct, and there's no way I can argue against any of it. No, there's just one statement, and I was like, yes, I agree with that. Yes,
I'm going to change my argument. There's one place that we could move it to internationally: the Roman Coliseum, boys.
Could you imagine how epic that would be if they put
a
that in
Super Bowl in the Roman Coliseum? That's the only thing. I don't even know. I don't even know if a
100-yard
regulation field can fit on the inside.
Yeah,
it'd have very minimal
but
seating.
If it can,
too.
I will.
There is no
seating there and only there.
There is zero seating.
Yeah, they cannot fill it. But
on paper, it's a great idea. I'm just not too sure.
Badass to watch, and then just have everybody just like, hey, the only Super Bowl without fans. But I'd be like watching that.
Yeah.
Today's gladiators but at least they're not killing each other. But
I mean, they might as well be though in today's standards.
Unless the Bills make it.
Yeah. SoFi and Atlanta, they should just flip flop Super Bowl at this point. Two best stadiums. What are we doing?
Jerry World is still pretty good too.
Okay. Well, speaking of Jerry, stay tuned till after the music break. See what I'm doing here, guys? To hear about maybe Jerry Jones.
Who are you? Why are we here?
That was pretty good. Music break. Oh, boys, welcome back to the Juice Boys Show, episode 63. Been doing it over a year, over 63 hours of content, guys.
Ooh,
That's a lot of content.
That's a lot. That's not. Do we have more brain cells than that?
It's probably enough.
Oh, you think we? Oh, that's it. Is this it?
That's it.
Are we done?
Oh,
All to wrap, boys.
No, I don't want to be done.
Oh, okay.
Let us know, Juice Junkies, if you want us to stick around, or if you're content with us.
The first email we've had in a while, and
just thanks, no thanks.
I'm done.
Thanks for doing it, and we're good. Should have stopped after.
Yeah, somewhere out there, Coach Prime's assistant is typing up an email as he listens.
That's got to be it, guys. Squeezes of the week, Moron Mountains, our favorite segment. We got two. We got Chris and JoJo.
That's
Christopher,
right.
I want you to start it off this week. It's been a while for you. What do you got?
I think Wake Forest owes college sports, and more specifically, their fans, more. Wake Forest team name.
Why Wake Forest what?
Do you guys know Wake Forest team name?
The Demon Deacons.
The Demon Deacons. The coolest fucking name in all of college athletics.
Oh, they don't deserve it.
The coolest possible name, and they're garbage. They are terrible in football. They're kind of so-so, I guess, in basketball. The Demon Deacons. Can you imagine having a name like the Demon Deacons and still not putting anything out there, athletically speaking, that gets anybody to be like, hell yeah, Demon Deacon for life? Like, the coolest name. Completely.
But aren't they a tree, though? Isn't it like a tree as a...
No. It's like an actual, like, it's a dude with a top hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a
like he's
name.
like apparently like he's like a demon deacon who is like somebody who is in religion somehow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we got 75 different types of tigers out there just trotting out on the field.
Yep.
You know, we've got a tree from Stanford who's outperforming you.
You got a nut at Ohio State.
A nut at Ohio State. Nebraska Cornhuskers, the most non-threatening things possible. Like Nebraska's mascot is just some dude.
Who
Demon
corn.
Deacons, though. Like, you've got nothing to show for that name. Like, you hammered it, and then we're like, all right, great. That's all the better we can do. Yeah.
And it's the funniest thing. Like, their standout is Tim Duncan, who is the most emotionless man who has ever lived. And he's
also 25 years ago.
Yeah.
25.
No, they occasionally put together a team. I think they were in a New Year's Six Bowl a couple of years ago. They occasionally do, but you're right. Demon Deacon, you should be out there ripping heads off like every single game.
Yeah, there should be a personality with going to Wake Forest.
Punching teams, ripping chodes like Joey intended.
That's right.
You were like they were not Deacon. Act like it.
They were not 1A football players in Bailey, Colorado, obviously. You know, or else they would have known that.
So we're calling out Wake Forest. This, as a podcast, collectively, we're calling out Wake Forest.
As long as everybody's on board with me. This was literally a one-off thought to where I was like, God, this is the coolest name for a team I could ever imagine. And by God, do they suck.
Just irrelevant.
They're just bad.
You're Demon Deacons. That's badass.
Right?
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know if anyone
that was my entire squeeze, was just wanting to rip on them because they owe more to that spectacular name.
Who else we got? The Ducks. The Ducks are better than you? Come on.
Yeah.
Who else?
Ducks.
There's 17 different Cougars. Pick one.
Yep.
I will say though that ducks are scary. Me and my brother once got dive bombed by a flock of geese, and like they came down on us, and that was terrifying.
Notably, ducks and geese are two different things.
I was gonna say, Joe, isn't it?
Wait, aren't they like the same thing, just bigger?
No. They're both waterfowl.
Don't use big words.
They're their own thing.
I've never been attacked by a duck. I could say that, but I have been attacked by a goose. So I just thought a duck was I thought a goose was just like a big duck.
I mean,
thanks for tuning into the Juice Boys.
There's a crimson tide. There's literally a red wave.
There's a hurricane.
If I saw a red wave coming at me, a wave colored red, I'd be freaking terrified. I mean, like in all actuality, if I saw a wave that was red, I would freak out. Okay, so yeah.
But would you freak out more if you were being pursued by a demon deacon?
A demon deacon.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Exactly.
A red wave, though, Joe. Just
a red wave.
Like what I just picture Joey looking.
Joey comes walking out his front door up in the mountains. He's like, "Is that a wave?"
Chris, wait, he walks out. He walks out.
I need to be scared. Wait, what color is it?
He's sipping his cup of coffee. Sips his cup of coffee.
Listen to the Juice Boys.
Brenda! Brenda! A red wave!
Why does
the color matter? We're up at 8,000 feet. Any wave is terrifying.
Is it blue? No, it's red. Oh God,
that's worse. Any wave in the mountains is unacceptable.
That's a bad wave.
Oh,
I'm at 8,000 feet. That's a big wave.
Yeah.
If a wave exists, we got a problem, right? For you, Joe, up in the mountains.
It'd be terrifying. Yeah.
That was so dumb. A red wave.
Okay. I'm really glad that this squeeze
my gosh,
led to such shenanigans.
The Cornhusker is just a guy. That's also
just some dude. Some dude.
He gets corn.
Who is a farmer? Vaguely looks like a farmer.
Thanks, Chris. Jojo, do you have a squeeze of the week or a Moron Mountain, my friend?
I don't have a squeeze, but I do have a Moron Mount. All right. Now, this is a man that I believe he might already be on it. So I think now this might be like his.
You can make multiple trips.
This might be like his Everest moment, like where that dude like green boots, where like every time you hike up Everest, you're gonna see that guy and he's gonna be there forever. You know, and it's just he's gonna be cemented. And I'm taking Jera. I'm taking my boy Jerry Jones. I am so tired of Jerry Jones blaming his faults on other people and not allowing criticism. You will never be better in life without constructive criticism, without somebody pointing out something that you did wrong in a constructive way, and then improving yourself and doing it. He has never done that. He was able to win 3 Super Bowls on the coattails of a horrific trade that might show up later in this episode.
Oh,
and he has still been able to be there because he's a multi-billionaire. He's like the Kroenkes of the NFL, where all I care about is putting money into my stadium and building this enterprise, this spectacle that everyone needs to see, without actually being like, wait a second, I need to focus on football. The Cowboys lost last year in the divisional round in a very embarrassing manner. Mm-hmm. And they did nothing to make it better in a season where they were what, Chris?
All in.
They were all in, baby. They were all in coming into this. All right. Now
they signed Zeke Elliott, though.
They did absolutely nothing to make them better. They just stayed the same and got more expensive. So what does Jera do with any sort of criticism? This, my friends.
Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over radio and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
A job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, You need to come to this meeting I'm going to today. There are 32 teams here. You're geniuses.
Jerry,
Okay? Y'all really think you're going to sit here with a microphone and tell me all of the things that I've done wrong and without going over the rights?
This guy is such an unbelievable idiot.
Oh my God.
I mean, such an unbelievable idiot. And he's trying to tell them what their job is. Their job is doing exactly what they are just doing. I mean,
questions.
Like they're asking, like it's a First Amendment right of this country, of the freedom of the press. Like they like this is
that he agrees to every week to go on
the
show.
about freedom
thing. This is the number one thing that our founding fathers were like, yeah, we should probably protect that. All right. And so he did. So this dude is running this like Kim Jong-un's the state media, where he only wants you to hear what he wants you to hear. All he wants to do is surround himself by yes men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then these are, and he's saying, are you guys geniuses? Hey, asshole, you're the one who signed off on getting them hired. You got them on there to make yourself look better. How are you going to look good on a 43-9 ass kicking?
And he figured out how to make himself look worse. He could have just taken the hits, answered the questions, moved on, but he actually figured out how to make the situation worse.
It's like take ownership for your decisions. Take ownership for not locking up Dak Prescott a couple of years ago. It's a lot cheaper than it is now. He's getting $60 million a season
for boo-boo.
Good job, Jera. All right. Pay CeeDee Lamb a couple of years ago in the middle of his rookie contract, if you got all this freaking money to go around. That way he is not getting the top dollars. And then you might not have Ezekiel Elliott as your top running back. And Tyron Smith might not be in New York. He's just like somebody you see at the gym looking at themselves in the mirror, is working on glamour muscles. And it was just like, do you ever do leg day? It's like, you're going to break, bro. It's like, that's all you see. He's like FDR under there. You know, it's just like, hold on.
Is Jerry Jones FDR? Or who's
FDR? FDR had polio.
No, I know, but who is FDR in this story? Jerry. So Jerry's the guy who lifts at the gym.
He's got no legs. Yeah.
How did this go into he got no legs?
Lieutenant Dan. I ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. So
how did you get there?
Oh my God.
Welcome to Moron Mountain. Climb higher on that peak, Jera. You know, I'm not coming to help you.
I mean, I don't know if I can disagree, because he looked like a complete ass. He didn't have to make it as bad as it was. I mean, it was a terrible loss. I think it was the worst road loss since like 1983 for the Cowboys, or the worst home loss.
Home loss, yeah.
Since like 1983, it was already bad.
Which it was I think it was 43-9 or something, which was a
47-9.
47-9, which was a scoregami for all of our gambling friends.
Oh, happy birthday, Jerry. Enjoy that.
Yes. Happy birthday.
82 years old.
I love it. I love that, like, his response is, you're not just going to sit here and ignore all that's good while talking about what's gone wrong. Like, as if he's hopping on this radio show expecting them to be like, now, Jerry, everybody knows you just lost 47-9. Let's talk about how this team has some gumption. Let's talk about the heart, man.
Like, what is
that's what he pays them for.
What are they actually supposed? They walk in the office. What are they actually supposed to ask? Like, what does he expect those radio guys to ask him in that?
Anyway, fuck you, Jerry.
Ah, there it is. Thanks.
There we go.
That's a tough one to. I think we all agree. Jerry Jones. He's building a condo up on Moron Mountain.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was terrible.
He's getting ingrained up there.
JoJo, if people like yourself and Christopher want to submit their Moron Mountain or Squeeze of the Week, our most outlandish takes, how do they do so?
Juice junkies, friends, listeners, you can submit your most outlandish sports take or Moron Mountain, like myself, by emailing us at juiceboyshow@gmail.com or send us a DM, which means direct message. I just hope you guys.
Okay.
All right. On Instagram at juiceboyshow with 2 S's. We haven't said it in a while because Chase, I think he finally figured it out.
I hope so.
And if it has,
congrats, buddy.
We'll read it on the show. Chris.
Hey, fella.
Sponsoring today's show.
Today's episode of the Juice Boys Show is brought to you by tailgating.
Oh, my favorite thing.
Oh, I like it.
Fellas, is your life getting a little boring?
Yes.
A bit too predictable? With one day blending seamlessly into the next? Well, it is time to talk about the shakeup your life needs by bringing tailgating into your next weekend.
Ooh.
Because tailgating, it's like a little bubble of time where you are the main character of a fairy tale of your own making. Your team of choice is about to have the privilege, the honor of playing in front of you live, dear, delicious, juicy listener. And you've drank enough beer and Kool-Aid today to convince yourself that your mere presence at the stadium is all this team needs to push them to untold heights. Yes. Surely this team has been flat-footed lately because every other time this season, they've longingly looked up into the stands. They've not seen you and your drunk moron friends fighting to remain upright in the stands. Tailgating is your guaranteed path to being the only fan in the stands that matters. Finally living the life of superstardom you've been lacking recently. Tailgating. Because being a delusional fan just isn't nearly as fun on your couch.
It's very true.
That's very true.
Very true.
What a
Like,
great.
There's a lot of times where I wish I could just go tailgate and just like don't go in.
We can do that.
It can be done.
Yeah, come on up. Let's go tailgate a CSU game.
Just want to be around. All right, guys, let's move into the big potato, our big topic of the day. In honor of the Devante Adams shit show that will be the Jets, we really worked hard for this one. This is the worst mid-season trade in sports history. We thought this would be a little bit easier to delve into and find some.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
Yeah,
So we worked
it was
hard.
tough.
I hope everyone's proud of what they're about to hear. Took some work. Joey, do you want to start us off here? Worst mid-season trade in sports history that you could find.
You know, I don't know if the listeners or the two of yourselves know that when it comes to like my like hatred, I have a lot of hot takes on the
Okay.
you know, like and I really despise prima donna bitches. All right. And
Okay.
so I'm gonna take like my first pick here. No, I think was one of the worst trades in the history of sports in the middle of the season. Paul George to the Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, it was so
now-
bad.
It was absolutely horrible. The Clippers when they got Paul George, he finished third in the NBA that season in MVP voting. 28 points a game, 8.2 rebounds, 2.2 steals. That's a good player. That's a good player. But what they gave up for him was just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, they got
all right.
Yeah.
So they traded just Paul George. When I say they, the Oklahoma City Thunder have pulled off probably the greatest rebuild in the history of sports.
Oh, they fleeced him. Yeah.
Not just him, they traded everybody, but they just got everything in return. But not just draft picks. The Clippers gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, all right, and Danilo Gallinari, who are still starting. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finished in a close second to Jokic last year in MVP.
Legit
voting.
superstar.
All right. He's unbelievable. The Clippers could have him. Then they gave a 2022 first round pick, a 2024 first round pick, Miami Heat's pick because they had that in like already of 2021 first round pick, and then the right to swap first round picks with the Clippers in 2023 and 2025. They gave them Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, and 5 first round picks.
Oh
for
my God.
I forgot
Paul
there's that many
George.
firsts.
For Paul George.
Who doesn't
And
play for him anymore?
And in that time, this is what happened. So in that season that before when they made the trade, 77 games. That's really good. They play 82 and they only missed 5. the season they made that trade, 48 games, 54 games, 31 games,
Oh, man.
56 games. Oh my God. Now, Paul George finally came back last year and had a 74 game season. And guess who he's playing for now? The Sixers. So he's not like, now that he's healthy and he played
just got hurt.
season,
He's
got not even
hurt
on.
again.
He got hurt again
Yeah.
for the Sixers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they turned the Oklahoma City Thunder into a potential powerhouse for years. You know, they were the number one seed in the West last year, and they're going to continue to be good. And what do the Clippers have for it?
Nada.
No.
So bad midseason trade.
Great start.
God, that's a hell of a start.
Wow. Christopher, beat it.
Fellas, let's talk about the dumpster fire that springs eternal that is the Carolina Panthers front office and their choice that they no longer need Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, just
Too
maybe
good
the
for him.
best offensive player in the league, but okay.
Yeah, arguably at his tippity top peak, and they decide to ship him off to the 49ers for a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth round pick. They didn't even get a first round pick out of arguably the top offensive player in the league. 49ers were happy to have Christian McCaffrey. I remember that very first game, they were like, oh, we're going to play with our new toy. And so he had a receiving touchdown, he had a rushing touchdown, and he had a passing touchdown all in one
his
game.
first game?
Yeah.
Oh,
And they signed him to
actually, no, it may have been that he threw for a passing touchdown, but it was dropped or something like they tried to get him all three. I actually don't think that he wound up with all three. But still, it was one of those where they're clearly like, oh my God, we just got gifted exactly the missing piece on a silver platter. Like, let's take this out for a spin, see how it goes.
And they signed him immediately. They were like, hey, I can't believe you're here. Will you sign this piece of paper to stay a while? He's like, yeah, I'll be there. So stupid. Gosh dang it.
So
Beautiful.
bad. Like that was like the beginning of their just horrific downfall. Because that was before, was that? Yeah,
Then
that
they
was,
shipped
that
up
was
DJ
before
Moore
the DJ
afterward.
Moore
Yeah.
trade to get Bryce
And
Young.
then Burns next year. Yeah.
They could still have DJ Moore. They could still have Sam Darnold, who is absolutely killing it.
They could,
right
yeah.
now. They could have Baker Mayfield, who's absolutely killing it right now.
And which
still
means they
have
would have
Christian
kept the
McCaffrey and
first
DJ
pick.
Moore. They probably wouldn't have had it the first pick if they actually
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
kept those
If things were
players.
different, they would have been different. That's a good point.
You're right, buddy.
That's Chris's favorite line.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to go back to NBA. Remember Fat James Harden for the Rockets? No?
You
Let me
mean
tell
the
you
guy
about
that
him.
Joey talks about every 3 or 4 weeks?
Oh,
One of my most
gosh.
hated people in sports history.
Guys,
Yeah.
he balled out in 2018, 2019. He averaged 36. Next year, 34. And then the Rockets aren't going anywhere. He wants out. He demands a trade over the summer. He doesn't get it. Well, you know what he does? He gains a bunch of weight and comes in as Fat James Harden to the
Yeah.
preseason. Jogs
do?
up and down
What are you
the
gonna
court.
do?
What are you going to do? Because he wants out. That's the first person I've ever seen abuse their body to get out of a city, like get traded. Have you ever seen that?
I mean, that's real like Christian Bale level of dedication there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he used his
yeah.
body as a weapon. And so they were like, well, you don't want me, I'm fat, I'm slow. So he gets traded to the Nets for a haul because for some reason he just wanted to be in Brooklyn. So he
Oh,
averages
because he knew what was happening. Kyrie was already there. They were going to get Kevin Durant, and they thought that they were going to save basketball. And oh my
Well,
God,
and
they sucked so bad. It was so
Ben
awesome.
Simmons as well, right? Promised to do more than just sit on the bench for 90% of the season.
he was the last ditch effort at the end to keep it together, and then they all
Okay.
left him. Yeah.
It was so amazing.
So for 8 games of the Rockets, he averaged 24 points. For the Nets, he averaged 24 points that season. So
Way
he
to
was
go,
fat,
guys.
and he didn't elevate his game back to the 36. I mean, he was MVP. He was the leading scorer, scoring titles, all these things. Since
Ruined
then, has
basketball.
not really been able to turn it around. He's kept his assists much higher, so more the traditional point guard, but I've just never seen him abuse their body, gain weight. So he brings down his own value to get out of a city he didn't want to be in. And then he went on to say, we're just not good enough, talking about Houston. I love this city. I literally have done everything I can. I mean, this situation is crazy. It's something I don't think can be fixed. So just like light a match,
Got a whole lot of equipment.
throw the grenade in there, and then walk out as a fat man. So I don't know how he did.
That's just Cody. Did you understand the reference when he said the Christian Bale weight loss? Have you ever seen The Machinist?
Mm-hmm.
That's just like that was just how could
Or
somebody
when he played Dick Cheney and he said that all he ate was melted ice cream for like 6 months. Put on like 100 pounds.
I just don't understand how people can do that. How could James Harden be that fat and then like a week later not? I was like, what the hell just happened?
He's just
like, what did I just watch?
He weaponized his body, dude.
It was hilarious how fat he was. All right, my friends, I got a story that I brought up probably over a year ago. So I want to bring it up again because this was a mid-season trade. And it happened in October, which is like the dead center of the football season. It's like, how could this happen? All right, the Dallas Cowboys had the former Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker on their team, and they still were not winning. Okay, they just weren't. And Herschel Walker was coming off of a 1,500-yard rushing season with 5 touchdowns, averaging 94 yards a game. That's awesome, right? In Jared Jones's only claim to fame and why he is still there today, Jerry absolutely fleeced the Minnesota Vikings in the worst trade that has ever happened in the history of sports.
Tell us about it.
Whoa.
The Vikings got Herschel Walker, a 3rd-round pick, a 5th-round pick, a 10th-round pick, because they had that back in the day.
Wow.
Okay. And a 3rd-round pick. In exchange, they gave 4 players a first, a second, a 6th, a first, a second, a first, a second, and a 3rd to the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
All right. All in all, 12 players were traded to the Cowboys.
That
okay,
is
now,
nuts.
do you know who
insane.
those 1st-round draft picks ended up being?
No.
Emmett
Troy
Smith
Aikman
and Troy
Smith.
Aikman.
Yeah.
You know who the 2nd-round pick was? Michael Irvin. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So that one trade alone, getting rid of Herschel Walker, gave them a dynasty that anybody could have coached to win. And poor Herschel Walker only had one 100,000 yard season. Only had one
Pretty impressive
1,000-yard season after that time, and played for 4 different teams. During that time.
Whoa.
So
he didn't even stick it out with
set back Minnesota forever and created a dynasty.
Let's talk about self-induced terrible trades. Boys, let's talk about a self-induced shot to the foot shitty trade in the middle of a season. And let's talk about, I mean, it's kind of loosely a trade. It's moving from one league to another. But let's talk about Jon Rahm leaving the PGA Tour to go join Live Golf.
Wow.
That's a big one. You're right.
Very loose on the trade. Very loose.
I mean, trade. You're moving from like one conglomerate to another, and you're doing so like it is more or less. I mean, the PGA season is ongoing because this took place in December of 2023. Jon Rahm as one of the probably top 3 names in all of professional golf. Yeah, very regularly ranked as the #1 golfer in the world, announced that he was leaving the PGA Tour to go join Live. And this was after having been quoted as saying such. I wanted to take this time to say that this is my one and only time to talk about this, where I am officially declaring my fealty to the PGA Tour. That was in February of 2022.
A lot of official in that.
To be honest, part of the Live format is not really appealing to me. Shotgun 3 days to me is not a golf tournament. No cut. It's that simple. That was in June of 2022. Rahm also, once upon a time, remarked that $400 million would not change his life. Like, oh my God, what?
It would change mine.
And preferred to play for history and legacy instead. And last 3 months before his departure, saying, "I laugh when people rumor me with live golf. I never liked the format." So the current rumor is that Rahm made this move to the live tour in late 2023, expecting the live and PGA merger to take place pretty promptly in 2024, allowing him to cash his massive payday and have a short-lived stint away from the PGA. And in addition to this, fellas, I don't know if you've watched any of the videos of Rahm at live events. He looks like he fucking hates his life.
Oh, yes, he does.
He looks so miserable. He looks like he is having the worst possible time.
He's rich, though. He's rich, though.
He is rich beyond rich and is hating every moment
second of it.
Oh, hates the rowdy fans, hates the music playing during the tournaments. Like, I genuinely think that he was speaking the truth when he's like, I hate that there's no cut. That doesn't feel like a real golf tournament. And now here you are, a sideshow clown for $400 million.
Yeah, then he deserves to be miserable. And it was just like, you left something good. Oh, you deserve it, man. It's just like, and now you're not competing in majors like when you were all the time. Yeah.
All right, guys. Baseball. I thought there'd be a little bit more baseball in this, guys.
Okay.
Chris, you remember the year 1961, right?
Yeah. It was
one of the greatest seasons in MLB history.
Yeah, I was negative 28 years old.
Lovely. Okay, so you'll remember this well.
Yeah.
Chicago Cubs outfielder Lou Brock
obviously
plays for the Cubs as a 25-year-old. July 15th, June 15th. He's traded to the Cardinals in what would later be considered the Cubs' worst move in their entire history of the franchise.
Of all time.
Cardinals and Cubs, also divisional rivals.
Yep.
Play each other.
Not just division rivals, like
they hate each other.
Hated division rivals.
Lou Brock just casually goes on. I think he's hitting 220 with the Cubs. He said it was a shit show managerially. You came up to the majors. You didn't feel like you could make a mistake. Wasn't playing free. Goes to the Cardinals. Go ahead. He gets 3,000 hits, guys. That's pretty good. 3,000 hits, 938 stolen bases, which until Ricky Henderson was the all-time leading steals record.
Oh my God.
Okay,
he's one of the greatest players in baseball history.
Yeah, he's on the Mount Rushmore of the Cardinals franchise, 6-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, Hall of Famer, was the player of the year, all because the Cubs didn't want you anymore. Can you believe that? And it was a mid-season trade. So as the trade deadline was getting closer, he was expendable. And he went.
Want to hear something insane? Want to hear something insane about Lou Brock? 35 years old. Okay, I'm 37. I have no knees. I can barely walk downstairs. All right, at 35 years old, he had 118 stolen bases. Are you kidding me?
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
batted 306. Batted 306, 118 stolen bases.
I at least think you could bat 306.
Remember, Juice Junkies, you can listen to the show on all major podcast networks and YouTube. Please follow and rate the show and leave us a review through Apple. And we encourage you to follow the YouTube and Spotify channels. Push that subscribe button. Please. Also, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Join our Juice Junkie community. We will to have you. Cody.
That almost does it for us, boys. We will quickly do our gambling picks for the week. Wheel of Degeneracy. Chris, how did we do last week?
Hell yeah, boys. So I am back at my mid-season form with a strong showing at 0-3.
Oh, no.
Including what has to be the biggest whiff, I think, in total in the entire history of us making these picks. So Purdue at Illinois, under 48.5. I said if that over is going to hit, Illinois is going to have to contribute probably about 46 of those points because Purdue has no offense. Now, Illinois went ahead and covered the over-under themselves, posting up 50 points.
Oh, man.
In addition to that,
that's not strong, not great.
Purdue went ahead and covered that over-under with 49 points.
Oh, my God.
Both teams individually covered the over-under in what has to be the biggest kick in the teeth any of us have made with any of these picks. Just
And Alabama minus
brilliance.
21 wasn't good either.
Yeah, complete and utter brilliance from me here last week, boys. Up next, Juice Boy Joe, you went 2-1. McCoy 3-0. Well done, boys. Wheel of Degen put together a 3-0 week as well.
Whoa.
Very impressive. So we'll go McCoy, then Juice Boy Joe, then me, then we'll talk about Wheel of Degen after.
Give me the Chiefs +1 on the road. 49ers. Andy Reid does not lose. Does not lose after a bye week. McCaffrey's still hurt. Gave the Chiefs a week to prep and get healthy. Come on. Feeling good about that one. Chiefs +1.
Even though they're undefeated?
Yeah. Come on. After the bye, Andy Reid has lost like 3 games in his career after the bye. You gotta love it. It's a lock.
Soon to be 4, baby. All right, I'm taking because Cleveland is just so bad. They're just so bad. I'm taking Cincinnati minus 6.5 against Cleveland. Cincinnati, I still have hope in you. I still do. So let's go.
Boys, I'm learning from my mistake last week of talking shit on Purdue. Give me Purdue plus 27.5 at home against Oregon under the lights. I look to the spoiler makers to go and throw a little spook in Oregon.
No way that will ever happen. Oregon's going to win by 60.
Okay,
Hey.
Probably, but
Guys, let's ride Joe Flacco, shall we? Colts -3 on the Dolphins.
ooh, I had that one as well.
Ride or die,
good
JoJo
pick.
Flacco.
I don't understand how they're only -3. The Dolphins, they have nothing.
0.
They have nothing. They beat the Patriots without Drake May, which I think it's going to be harder to beat the Patriots now with Drake May playing.
Oh
again.
my God. Moving on. Jeez. You
I just want him to win. I want him to lose every game, Cody. All right, my next one. I'm going to stay with the NFL, and I'm looking for a barn burner here, boys. I'm going Houston, Green Bay over 47.5. Okay. I think both those teams have the capability to just light it up, and I want to see a barn burner.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and bet against our Purple People Eaters and take the Lions +2 at the Vikings.
Wow.
I think it's going to happen. I do, but I didn't have the balls to do it.
Ball.
True.
Michigan, Illinois, guys. I'm taking the over 43.5. Only because Chris said that about Illinois. Their offense must be red hot, guys. They're going to take care of that.
Why
on their
not?
own.
You know what I'm going to take? Take a guess.
Iowa.
Iowa under.
No, I'm not going to take it this week. CSU, my boys. Colorado State University -7 against Air Force. I hate to take it against our nation's military academies, but Air Force is terrible this year.
Joey hates
And
America. That's what I heard.
CSU
Obviously.
lost a damn heartbreaker to Oregon State in double overtime. Braden Fowler Nicolosi's finally putting some shit together. I know they don't have Torrey Horton anymore, but I'm going to take CSU -7.
Boys, I'm wrapping us up with Bengals at Browns under 42. The Browns just traded away their only receiving target. The Bengals cannot figure out their head from their ass. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game and a boring one.
Tune in.
As long as they win by 6.5, well, win by 7, I'll be okay.
That's
You know
what
what wasn't boring?
it could be 10-0.
Oh, shit. We have a wheel of degeneracy, boys. I almost
Oh,
had
my
I was gonna
God.
Say, what are you talking about?
Tighten up here,
asshole.
McCoy.
I
Oh
jumped
my
the gun.
God.
Wheel of degeneracy, Chris. Let's make it
And
happen.
are you? All right, fellas. We got the Wheel of Degen. As always, we went ahead and pre-picked our games. We've got Seahawks at Falcons, Jets at Steelers, and Alabama at Tennessee. And on the wheel, as always, we've got over, we've got under, we've got home spread, we've got away spread, and we've got I take a shot. Let's give her a spin.
Let's find out.
Ooh, just about.
Oh,
Under 51. Oh, that is a disgusting score. Up next, we've got Jets at Steelers. Home spread. Okay, Steelers +1.5. I actually don't.
I can ride with
that
that.
much.
I like it.
All right, and last but not least, we've got Alabama at Tennessee. Let's take a little look, see what we got going on
Shot.
here.
Damn it, no shot.
Alabama -3.
Yeah, I hope they lose so hard. That would be so,
may.
like, oh man, I would love it. Would love it. That Vanderbilt march down Broadway was just one of the best things
It's beautiful.
that I've ever seen because I was boots on the ground. Right?
He was. Breaking news.
Yeah, you were live.
Breaking news.
You know, it's the way to end this show.
What?
Patrick Mahomes is not going to win MVP.
Sucks balls.
Oh, roll. Nice.
It's not
You don't
going to
think?
happen.
What if we get
No,
a
it's
Super
not gonna
Bowl?
happen.
Then we're better than the Patriots.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong on my preseason picks, but you know what? I'm not wrong on. This is the end of the show.
Did you just end the show?
I did. I just
Okay.
ended it.
Really
Chris,
pulling
is
the
he
plug
allowed
here.
to do that?
I just did. I
Um,
pulled one here.
Man,
Are you
don't
allowed
look
to
for me.
end it?
I run a real loose ship.
Oh my gosh. Are you supposed to talk to everyone as we fade out? Do your whole
something.
do the
Say
whole
something
spiel.
smart, Joe.
Juice
Thank the
Junkies,
Juice
thank you for
Junkies,
listening every week. We drop episodes on Fridays. We hope you follow our Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify channels.
We've already said all that stuff.
Okay.
I
Be like
love
thankful
you.
or something.
I
Hey,
want to
we're in
see you
Joey's
guys
world right
all
now.
in the future. I don't know what the hell to say. You're
doing great.
It's not as easy as it looks, does it?
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, terrible.